Hey everyone, Reed here, and as promised, solar stuff. And this is the SHTF Solar Power Principles to save you. Because, you could have a total power outage, and if you have a deep well pump, you might have had a code brown, and you need to flush it down. So having your water work is a big plus. At least I think so. I don't like code browns sitting in the commode for a long period of time. Tend to stink up the place a bit. Just not pleasant. But I got a solution for you. Now, my well pump's about my well's 200 feet down. The well pump's situated about 170 or so. And we have 12-volt batteries, can power a 200-volt well pump, and it works. And I found a good solution because a lot of people have been asking me, Reed, I want some recipes for build something to power a bunch of things. And I finally found something I think is a real good balance, cost effective for a lot of people that will work for a lot of them. Now, if you go over a number, you got to pay a little more. See, like old school prepper, if you don't know who she is, check her out up there, link down in the description as well. She has a bigger well pump that takes more power, so I have to make a special recipe for her. But I'll cover that later. But I just want to show you guys the overall idea behind this and how you can power big appliances. In later videos, we will get into each individual piece of technology, provide the whole recipe and everything, and go through it in full detail so everyone knows what to do. And we'll put up, a document or something so you guys can download the recipe and see everything and know what to do. So we'll give you some options. And this will be a way for you to power yourself in the worst of times. Cyber attack takes the grid down. Maybe a transformer blew up and everything's down for a while. Being able to run critical loads, really important. Well, let me get things rearranged and let's take a look at this directly. All right, let's start over here. This is Philip. He is a key integrated piece of every project because he loves to be my buddy and hang out and see what he's doing, and he loves the outside. Gives him environmental enrichment, which is good for my little buddy. But to the actual project, here are deep cycle lead acid batteries. This is 12 volt, okay? So this is a very approachable system. Lots of parts you can buy at auto supply stores and everything else to get things running. Now I wired this up quick. All right, this is 3 lead acid batteries in parallel. You can see these bus bars here and here. So they all connect to that. And then we got a big wire coming out, going to this switch. Now I didn't wire a bunch of fuses and other stuff in on this one because this is a proof of concept. I want to show you what to do, but the final solution will have fuses and all that other stuff. But on-off switch will do just what we need right now, today, just fine. Now, here is the inverter. All right, it's by Ames Power. And a full deep dive interview of this for the next piece of the technology on all this is the next video. But for now, just an Ames Power inverter that can make 2,500 watts. And yes, I know, Steve, it's a number. Get used to numbers for some things. All right, 2,500 watts. It's important. And this thing only makes 110 volts. So standard AC power you get from your wall outlets. No big appliances, no 200 volt dryers and stuff like that are going to be hooked up to this. So what do we do to get the output of this guy up to 200 volt, which is what my well pump needs? Transformer. And sorry, Anthony, this guy is not a Decepticon or a Autobot. So it's just an electrical transformer. And it's not really more than it seems. Now, I have this to step down like 200 or 480 volts to 120 for some other stuff. But it occurred to me, transformers go both directions. So we're going to step up the output of the inverter, 120 volts, to 240 volts, around there. And then run that down this way over to a switch. And then the switch goes to the well pump. So yeah, we sort of rewired things real quick to plug in here. It's just a double pole switch. So I can turn it on and off and the well pump can get going. And then, here is a water hose so we can spray a bunch of water and you guys can see what's going on. Now let me get the voltmeter going and show you some stuff. All right, so here's the back of the inverter. The wires go into here and I've got a voltmeter attached to the back of the inverter over here. So right now we have 12.75 something volts. So that's what's going into the inverter, okay? The inverter isn't doing anything, so let's turn the inverter on. All right. Okay, the inverter's on. There's an LED here. It's showing it's in invert mode. So what it means is it's turning the 12 volt power on this side and turning it into 120 volts on that side. So you can see here, the DC power is 12.5 something volts here. So there we go. Now let me hook the meter onto the other side and I'll show you the reading over here on the transformer. So here's the back of the inverter. Goes into this 10 gauge wire I just grabbed and then goes over here to the transformer. I have the voltmeter here connected up. You can see it's 121.05 volts or 03, so 120 volts. Good. Now, on this side of the transformer, it'll be 200, so let's connect that up and show you. Okay, so here's the other side of the transformer with the voltmeter clipped on, and we got 230 something volts. Hey, so we went all the way from 12 volts to 233. That's quite a difference. Now, I'm going to get the switch turned on, and Lee's going to spray some water so you guys can see what's going on. We're also going to measure how many amps the inverter is using, because it's quite a bit. All right, here's the back of the inverter. All right, I've got a clamp meter out, clipped on. I set the range to 600 amps, because it's going to be a bit over 200 amps, I'm pretty sure. So we got it here. So as this gets going, we'll get to see the amperage. And Lee's set up and ready for the water to go out, so we'll show her in just a second. Here's Miss Lee. She's ready to fight fire. Not me. I'm not the fire. You know, spray yourself, because I'm always perfect. All right, so we'll turn this on, and you guys can see what happens. I still don't think she needs a nice shower real quick. Switch on. Okay, the inverter will actually kick on its fan because we have a big load right now. So it's going to keep itself cool. And Lee is spraying along. Come on, Lee, water yourself. Water yourself, Lee. So there's water just shooting out and stuff coming from our deep well, which is pretty neat. And the inverter's going along. Now let's see, what do we got on amps? And there's no way that's right. $80. Oh, this thing, I don't know. Maybe it only can measure AC amps. Yeah, it ain't 80 amps. It's lying to me. Yeah, I think it can't register DC amps. I think it's the wrong one. Oh well. We'll have to use a shunt and a direct measurement sometime. But, you know, it's all right. One piece of data missing, that's okay. Math can mostly tell me what I'm thinking on. But Lee here is having fun shooting water, huh, Lee? Yep. She's going to give me the hose and I'm going to spray her, right, Lee? No. I think that'd be fun. Well, let me get this turned off. But you guys can see, we went from 12 volt batteries to 230 something volts and running a deep well pump. Really cool. So here's the switch again. There's Miss Lee. Off. And there goes the water. And the inverter will turn off its fan in just a minute. Yep, there it goes. Already off. Well, this turned out to be a really good find. They have very economical pure sine wave inverters that are robust enough to do the job. So I think this will be a great recipe for a lot of people to get into this, and it's not going to horrifically break the bank. Hopefully this is useful to all you guys. If you like it, leave a comment, hit the thumbs up, share the video, subscribe, let me know what you guys think. If you have any questions, leave a comment. I'll get back to you on them. And the next video, deep dive into this thing. Take care, everyone. Read out.